Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Sunday morning edition of Awthentik and The Beard. This is the Parlay, where we touch base on every game of the day and Monday. Fantasy football advice, NFL betting advice. It's your boy, The Beard, and I'm here with Awthentik and Scotty Booms. Welcome back, fellas.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? Happy Sunday.
So shout out to Awthentik, who is keeping the live streak alive.
Yeah, man.
How many days you at now?
We're 7-0, man. 7-game winning streak here, man, with the lives.
7 days in a row you've gone on a live stream on YouTube.
Since last Sunday, bro. So I want to say this will be the 8th show now. We've been grinding, bro. We definitely been grinding, man. But it don't even feel like it, man. It's been a joy, bro. It's been super fun just jumping in on these channels, man. Shout out to the entertainer for having me on last night. That was real fire with Steffi Smalls. And my man, The Hub. I love The Hub, man. His takes are awesome. The dude knows his football. I saw y'all chopping it up in the chat too, man. Y'all was active last night, man.
Hub knows his numbers. I like that about him. Like, he's very in depth with the intricacies and the small details. I'm kind of like that too. I like that.
You could tell he really watches ball, man. And shout out to Bad Dog for having me on earlier in the week. That was an awesome show too, man. And I got to shout out the Giants creators, man, for each of them bringing a woman onto the show, man. That's awesome because we want to see different representation for football. I think that's amazing, man. And Lauren and Steffi, they both killed it on both podcasts, man. So salute to them. Make sure y'all go follow Steffi Smalls on Twitter. And Lauren is on YouTube with She Got Sports. And Tana was telling me that at one point it was just Ron Effect, Tana, and She Got Sports on as representation for Giants fans. So that's awesome, man. I think she's about to crack like 8,000, I think, on her subs.
That's dope. Wow. So I definitely got to give a couple of quick shout outs today. Shout out to my grandma. It's her birthday today. So happy birthday, grandma, if you're watching. Shout out to my man Ricky, who will be, up at the Walmart with me grabbing sports cards. If you watching, I know he be tuning in on Facebook sometimes. Happy birthday, brother. And happy birthday to one of the OGs from the Glen Haven Ways, my man Obed. It's Obed's birthday today. I talked to Obed this morning.
Really?
Yeah, so shout out to Obed. He stayed right around here, man.
Yo, you know how you just forget about some people sometimes? You ain't seen them in so long.
I know.
I totally forgot about Obed, man. Salute to him, man. Happy birthday to that
Some
kid.
of the craziest stories you guys told me from y'all's childhood involve Obed.
For sure.
Obed was a wild dude. We were all wild kids.
Y'all
man.
were more wild dudes than he was. They tied that man to a tree one day. One day we got drunk and they tied him to a tree. There was
friends.
You guys were terrible friends. There was one time they threw him in a cold bathtub of like ice water one day after drinking too. We were wild, man.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
No wonder you guys don't see Obed anymore.
I know, right?
Nah, we love Obed, man. Shout out Obed. And then today is actually 9.5 years of sobriety for myself. So
wow, congrats, man.
I'm almost at that 10-year mark, which is kind of crazy. But so I am it's gonna be a good day today. I got a good feeling. There's some good vibes and energy in the air today. So I'm excited. We got a lot of interesting matchups on the slate today. So should prove for some good football, some good fantasy football, hopefully some good NFC East football, except for the Eagles. We want them to lose. And if everybody in the chat, make sure y'all hit that thumbs up so this stream gets out to the general public. Shout out to everybody who's watching us on Facebook, Periscope, and Twitch as well. Don't forget, if you guys have any questions regarding fantasy football or making any NFL bets, drop them in the chat and we will get to them as soon as we possibly can. So I'm going to say some quick shout outs to the folks in the chat and then we're going to get going on the games. So first up, Sunday on a Sunday.
Sunday. What up, Sunday?
First in the chat, what's going on? Oh, excuse me. He had to stay up and get his
a little backed up.
Yeah.
Get it out of here.
Had to get his PS5. Okay.
Oh, sweet.
Live on the PS5. Word in the building.
Wait,
what's going on?
is Sunday a guy or girl? You said his. I always thought Sunday might have been a girl with the Abby, but I don't know.
Oh man, maybe I messed that up. My apologies.
Hey, Sunday, make sure you subscribe to Mr. HD, man. He's got a gaming channel. He was on our show last night for the Q&A. I think you were here for that, but yeah, definitely a dope gaming channel. And I'm a gamer myself, man. Got to get me the new system.
Shout out to Papa Homewood in the building, ready to rock.
What up,
and Tank Cernock was on last night with Tommy.
Yeah,
they were
that
going
was pretty
over
cool.
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle toys.
Oh, I wish I would have checked that out, man.
Yo, you got a lot of knowledge, Cernak. I got to give you props, man. That was interesting for me. I'm not really like a vintage toy guy, but you seem to know your stuff, man. Impressive.
Cernak knows a lot about a lot. It's kind of crazy.
He's super cute too. His son came in like 3 times making cameos.
He put me on to the vintage hat game, man. And I never turned back, man. It's a lot of interesting stuff, man. You see that World War II vest with the alpaca lining on the inside he got from the thrift store?
The
like a $200 vest.
You mean alpaca?
What did I say?
Alpaca. Alpaca Shakur.
Shout out to Lax in the building.
What up, Lax? What up?
Thank you for joining us. Max, the Giants fan, is here. JJ Stengel, Big Blue Nation is in the building.
Yo, looking forward to this Eagles game today, man. I definitely want to see them Eagles. And you talked about Washington. We don't want them to win. We want y'all to lose too, bro.
Go ahead, man. Max, the Giants fan, is in the building. Tim,
hey,
our
up,
resident Cleveland Brown fan, Glock 30. What's going on, brother?
Glock in the building.
Kyle, what's good? Kyle, I ain't seen Kyle in a minute, man. Houston Texans fan. Thank you for joining us, brother. Mama Homewood in the building.
What's up, my Dukes?
Clutch B-Ball TV, JP1880 from Tana's channel.
Hey,
what's
what up,
going
JP?
on? Joseph in the building. I seen Joseph last night in the chat. Said, what's up? What's going on, Joseph? Thank you for joining us.
What up, fam?
Anthony, the Bluegrass Pickers in the building.
Always.
And there goes the man, Tommy. Thank you for joining us, Tommy.
Tommy. What up, boy?
Nick the Wick in the building. What's going on,
man?
Nick?
Hey, Nick the Wick, man. Salute to you, bro. It's good to put a face to the name last night, man. He came on Tanner's channel, and his takes were awesome, man. I was in agreement with everything you were saying.
You can tell he's a regular over there because as soon as he came on, the chat went wild for Nick.
Yeah,
like,
they did.
Finally Nick's on here. Let Nick talk more. Like, ask him another question. It was cool.
Yeah, dude.
Look, Cernak recognized. Booms has on a Washington Authentic and The Beard jersey.
It's a 1 of 1, by the way.
Yeah, right.
Single stitch.
And shout out to my man Eric, OBX Picker. I was down in North Carolina with him on Wednesday. I should be having a video dropping this week on the Over the Years YouTube channel with all the information, the clips from that pick that we did down in North Carolina. It was a really awesome time, and big ups to Eric for hooking me up with that plug, man. I had a great time with him. It was awesome.
That's what's up.
And then Tommy says I was kind of surprised Scotty Booms over Steffi Smalls, not gonna lie.
Oh, he's saying he was kind of Scotty Booms.
Yeah.
How Scotty was on their show. Yeah, that's good. He was trying to slide them DMs, huh, man? That's crazy, man. Shout out to Steffi Smalls. She killed that show last night, man. I was getting texts from people like, yo, Shorty's killing it right now, man. It's good to see her with some great takes.
And as you can see, Bluegrass Picker says Steph knows her stuff for sure.
Yeah, man, definitely.
Shanti in the building. What's good, Shanti?
Shanti Shree in the building. Y'all get ready for Shanti. He's going to drop a channel, man. He's going to drop a boxing channel here soon, man. Sent me a couple clips, man. It's looking fire already.
Margie's in the
Instagram
building.
Videos, they were really good. They were sharp.
Yeah, man. His training space is fire, Scotty. What up, Marjorie? How you living?
And then Gretz is in the building as well.
What's up, Gretz? Bacon, egg, and cheese on fleek.
Oh, is it Krillin's birthday today?
Is it?
No way.
Oh, man. Happy birthday, Krillin.
Happy
Shout out
birthday.
Krillin.
Taco Bell? Taco Bell, maybe?
Bell.
Probably.
So, definitely a lot of people in the chat right now. We appreciate the love. Chris2444 says, what's good, Authentic?
What's good, Chris? Good to see you in the chat one more time.
McGinnis is back. Shout out McGinnis,
in the building.
King of the OC. What's going on?
What a great name, because he is the king of the OC, straight up.
Waterfly in the building. Oh, my man,
yeah,
Jimmy.
Waterfly
Jim
in the
Bob's
building.
Breaks
What up,
from
Waterfly?
Triple J's Sports Cards and Breaks. What's going on, Jimmy? Thank you for joining us. Make sure you check them out on Facebook. Simon's in the building as well.
Hey, what up, Simon?
And we got our first question, and then we'll get into the games. First question, do you think I should trade Curtis Samuel for Devontae Parker?
I'd stick it out with Samuel. I like Curtis Samuel.
Yeah, they're putting up some surprising points, too. I mean, I don't think anybody came in thinking they're going to be a juggernaut and they're not going to make the playoffs, but they are scoring. Devontae Parker, I think his production took a hit when they promoted Tua. I think I would. Devontae Parker's got a higher ceiling.
I agree with you on that, though, yeah. Devontae Parker does have a higher ceiling.
It's a tough situation. For me, the difference is I don't know if it would make that much of a difference on your team.
Yeah.
So, it depends. If feel like you need a shakeup, then I wouldn't be mad at it. Because, Devontae Parker is easily the number 1 wide receiver in Miami. Curtis Samuel has to share a lot of those targets with, DJ Moore. So I think I might pull that trigger on a trade.
Do you think Devontae Parker's value took a hit when Tua got promoted?
No, I don't. I think,
and if it did, it was very momentary, like just a short hit. Because the better Tua plays and gets more comfortable in that offense, I think the more you're going to see from Devontae Parker. Which I do like how you said that he's got more of an upside to his play for real than Samuel does.
Especially if Tua starts chucking it like the beard, not our beard, but
and Tua's been getting better each game, I think, as well.
Yeah, I'll give you that for sure.
Should I trade Lamar Jackson for Aaron Jones in a PPR keeper league?
If you got another quarterback, that's good. Lamar Jackson's having a down year. He's only got 13, 14 passing touchdowns. I would definitely do that if you have another viable.
Yeah, Aaron Jones he's that guy. He's that
keeper
dude.
League too. How old is Jones? He's still a young buck, right?
Yeah.
Running backs are tough in keeper leagues just because, the shelf life isn't long.
Yeah, I'd want to know what your quarterback options are, Lax. Who you thinking about scooping up if you were to trade Lamar? Because, you might be able to lose a couple points at quarterback, but if you could gain at running back with Aaron Jones, I'd be down to do it. I ain't gonna lie.
For sure. Shout out Waterfly. Appreciate the
that
notification. We are 57 subscribers away from 1,000.
Let's get it, man.
So we're super stoked. So hit that thumbs up. You know what I'm saying? Share the link. That would be awesome. Appreciate the love and
57.
support.
Wow, man, that thing's been booming since last night.
Yeah. We're on the go now, Mr. Word.
I looked at it, man, the other day. I was like, man, we up like 250, 300 or something this month. I was like, wow, that's what's up.
Yeah, it's definitely
we'll do that
Shout out to all the Giants creators. And the Giants fan base. And I said it last night in Tanner's chat. We're gonna get to these games right after this, but I did have to. You know what I'm saying? For me, I appreciate football, the game, and yes, Scotty Booms and I are Washington football fans, and. When we play the Giants, the gloves are off. You know what I'm saying? But we are like to look at the game. So it's not like we're one of those people where we're like, oh, the Giants suck, the Cowboys suck, the Eagles suck, they're awful, the garbage, Redskins are going to win a Super Bowl. You know what I'm saying? Like, we try to really look at the game and try to understand the players on all the teams. And, in that way, it helps us and enables us to give you guys the best content possible. And the Giants supporters and the Giants creators, that whole community have been super supportive of us because we're not, we're an NFC's podcast. So we talk about all these different teams. And to have that support from the Giants community, it means a lot. And we wouldn't be where we are today without you guys.
Facts.
So coming from a Washington football fan, I definitely show my gratitude to everybody, in Giants Nation. You guys are, amazing and very loyal and supportive, and we appreciate it.
You guys definitely are our base, man. You guys got us popping, honestly. You guys are holding us down.
Straight up, man. I see Bobby in the chat. What's up, Bobby?
Hey!
I be wanting to say, Bobby, you remember, so on a lot of old James Brown records, they would start it off, and they'd be like, Bobby.
Yo, Bobby, you're the man, Bobby.
Tim was talking about Bobby all night. He's like, man, Bobby's the man, yo.
Bobby is almost like Tanner's Krillin for Tommy and Tracy.
Facts.
So shout out to Bobby. I enjoyed your couple minutes on last night with Entertainer.
I saw Nick DeWick said he's got the Bengals, the Browns, and the Vikings today. So all NFC East losses. I'm with you on that, bro.
So definitely, we're going to go ahead and hop into these games. First up on the slate, ladies and gentlemen, is the Atlanta Falcons. They are 3-6 at the New Orleans Saints, who are 7-2. The Saints are 3.5-point favorites. The over-under is 49. Kickoff is at 1:00 p.m. We're going to start the parlay off with Scotty Booms. Tell me what you got.
Saints getting 3.5 points. We know Drew Brees isn't playing. Taysom Hill was named the starter, surprisingly. I'm kind of shocked they're getting 3.5 points. The Falcons have played a lot better since the coaching change. Taysom Hill, we talked about it Thursday, 21 career passing attempts. That's not enough of a sample size for me, especially with the 3.5 points. I'm definitely taking Atlanta plus 3.5. 49 sounds like a lot. Let's go under 49. I'm going under. Yeah,
man, give me the Saints in this game. I think this is going to be a scary matchup for Atlanta. Defensively, the Saints are pretty slept on this year, man, but that's a top 5 defense over there. So I don't like Matt Ryan in this matchup. I mean, I think if he's your only quarterback, you got to play him, but I just don't like him in this matchup as I have in other weeks. Matt Ryan has been frying, and I don't like Todd Gurley too much in this matchup, even though I had to plug him in my lineup. Give me the Saints, and I think the Saints are going to cover, especially with this new quarterback. I think we're going to see a lot of crafty plays and look for him to get a lot of running plays. Tim was asking me about starting Taysom Hill, and I was a little bit iffy about it. Who was the other quarterback you said you had, Tim?
Joe Burrow.
Joe Burrow. Yeah, you were saying Joe Burrow or Taysom Hill. And I woke up this morning, man, and I think I changed my mind on that, man. I know you went split in your leagues. I think I'd start Taysom Hill in this game. I've always liked Taysom Hill, and it's about time he got, an opportunity to actually start at quarterback. Sucks for Jameis Winston. But, yeah, man, give me the Saints in this game for sure, man. I got them covering. And the over-under was 49, you said?
Mm-hmm. Yep, 49.
Yeah, we'll definitely get to 49. You know Atlanta likes to put up a lot of points.
True.
So an interesting stat is Atlanta is 7-1 in their last 8 games against the spread on the road. So I think that this is going to be, a close game. Atlanta's been playing inspired football, and they've been playing a lot better football, especially offensively. Their offensive efficiency has almost doubled since Raheem Morris has taken over as head coach. So that being said, also as far as fantasy goes, Matt Ryan is a really interesting play because the same amount of times, there's 3 times this season he's been in the top 8 in fantasy points for a quarterback. But also, there's been 3 times this season that he's been outside the top 20 as a fantasy quarterback this season. So it's a really, you're going to be hit or miss with Matt Ryan. I think the Saints defense is a lot, is good. I don't think they're great, but I think they're good.
Their rushing defense is elite. Their secondary has pieces, but I think their secondary can get torched.
So I think the Saints are going to win. I think they'll win by 3. So I'm going to take Atlanta plus 3.5, and I'm definitely going to take the over. I think, in a lot of leagues, Taysom Hill is in ESPN. Taysom Hill is a valid tight end. So if you have Taysom Hill on your roster on an ESPN league, you're playing him at tight end no matter what.
They kept that even after he's been listed the starter at quarterback. Is that because I see Jimmy Lee actually talking about that too, and I remember I was asking you, Tim, about that. Do you think that he's still listed as a tight end? Granted, he got the start.
I think he is this week. I think they might change it, but we'll have to wait and see. I think they'll change it after this week for sure.
Yeah, when they know he's listed as quarterback. And it doesn't look like Drew Brees. Well, actually, man, Drew Brees, I saw some news on him that the recovery is actually going pretty well. So maybe we can expect him back a little earlier than we thought, but at least a couple games here, we're not going to have Drew Brees.
Yeah, I'm not sure if they put him on the short-term IR or not.
I think they did. 3-game IR, whatever it is.
Jimmy says he is still in the tight end spot. As soon as I saw, I tried to pick him up in every league, but I was only able to get him in 2 of my 4 leagues. So, but it's going to be an interesting play.
With Joe Webb in the Vikings 10 years ago. And I remember
a lot of people were talking about that too.
Right, thinking I was cute, but he had a terrible game. He only put up like 2.5 points, so I think I lost. It was in the playoffs too.
Oh, man.
So, quick question from a new face, Coop King, rapid fire. Who's going to win the NFC East? I say Washington football team, but we're on a week-to-week basis here.
I'm Philadelphia Eagles.
If y'all lose today, both those teams playing today, I think if they lose today, they're going to open up that window for the Giants to take this division. If I had to bet some money on it right now, I'm going New York Giants. I like our schedule. I think Philadelphia Eagles have a tough 4-game stretch coming up after this week. And I'm just not sold on Washington. And I think with Washington, it has a lot to do with the way they've been coaching that team up. Throwing the ball a little too much, I don't think that's a formula for them to get into the playoffs this year.
So, quick question from Nick the Wick. Who should I start, Tom Brady or Tua Tagovailoa? Rapid fire, Scotty Booms.
Nah, give me Brady.
Yeah, give me Brady.
Tua's got to have a week first before I roll with him, like a big week.
So, I would almost quick snap Brady as well, but I'm going to go out and I'm going to say Tua. Tampa Bay has not performed very well in primetime games this year. The Rams have a great defense on pressure from Donald, and then out in the secondary with Jalen Ramsey. So I think I would take the risk on Tua Tagovailoa. It also depends on how the rest of your team looks. Like if you can afford to take the risk at quarterback if you have good running backs and wide receivers, then I would do it with Tua Tagovailoa.
Yeah.
What's up, Bobby? I'm from Silver Spring, Maryland, man, like right outside Washington, D.C. Thanks for tuning in, dude.
Next game on the slate. Detroit Lions, who are 4-5, are 1-point favorites at the Carolina Panthers, who are 3-7. The over-under is 47, and kickoff is at 1:00 p.m. Awthentik, we're going to start with you. What you got?
Okay, I was adjusting some music here. So let's see here. You got Detroit on this one, right?
Detroit's favored by 1 point. Yep.
Man, this is a tough game. This is a tough one to call. Give me Carolina in this game, man. I like what Mike Davis has been doing in absence of Christian McCaffrey. I think DJ Moore's been coming along a little bit here. Lions have been shaky up and down. They allowed Washington to get back in that game last week when I really thought that game was out of reach. But Matt Stafford has been on fire. I mean, I'm definitely liking what he's doing. Galladay being out of that lineup definitely hurts them, but you have seen a bit of a increase in targets with Marvin Jones. What's the over-under in this? 47?
Yep.
I'm going to go opposite. I'm going to say this game is going to be a little bit low scoring, and give me the Panthers to win this game by a good 6 points.
Ooh.
Interesting. That 3-7 record, they're better than 3-7. The Panthers.
Yep.
They played some tough teams, and they played them well. Like the Chiefs,
They're
they played
a tough
a couple
team.
weeks ago, and they were in it until the second half. Same time, Detroit Lions. I mean, without Galladay, we've talked about Stafford. He's not the same quarterback. This line really shifted. When I checked it yesterday, Carolina was -3, and it's moved all the way now to Detroit -1. I love Detroit at +3. I'll still take them at -1, and they're going to cover that 47. So give me the over and give me Detroit.
I think a lot of the movement in the line is from the Teddy Bridgewater injury. I think, is he a game time decision today, I think?
I think so.
So we're going to check in on the injury report very shortly.
Who would be the backup over there?
PJ Walker from the XFL.
PJ Walker.
Wasn't he the MVP of that short season?
I don't know. They didn't really officially name it MVP, but yeah, he is. He was the #1 player. I think he was the first person to get an NFL contract when the league folded. So some interesting stats from this game. Marvin Jones has caught a touchdown pass in 3 straight games. Awthentik touched on how his targets are going up, so he might be somebody that you want to play in fantasy. I definitely think Mike Davis is somebody you want to run with today because no Christian McCaffrey, and Detroit is giving up the most receiving yards to running backs in the league this year. So it's a good spot for Mike Davis, who's kind of had, the most receiving yards to running backs. And Mike Davis does, catch the ball pretty well out of the backfield. That's one of Christian McCaffrey's specialties. So, to keep that same flow of the offense as if Christian McCaffrey was in the game with Mike Davis, I think he's going to be a good position to give you some great fantasy points this season. Also, Carolina is 1-4 against the spread at home this year.
That's not good.
Yeah, it's not. I think the Lions are moving in the right direction. I'm going to take the Lions -1, and I will take the over in this game. I think this will be a pretty high, not necessarily high scoring, but I think they'll definitely get over 47 points.
The Lions are a team that you always kind of grit your teeth when you pick them. You just never know.
Yeah, it's because they're always, up and down. You don't never really know what's going to happen.
I love them as a 4 or 5 point underdog because you expect them to lose by a last second field goal by heartbreak. So if you give me that 5 point buffer, I'll take Detroit all day. But them as a favorite, ooh, it's tough, man. It's tough.
It is. But I mean, like I said, Carolina is not covering the spread at home. So it makes sense for sure. So should I flex Miles Sanders, James Conner, Jacoby Myers, or Chase Claypool? He can play 2 of them.
I'm not a big Conner guy. Myers production, that's been up and down. Give me Claypool and Miles Sanders.
Yeah, I'm right there with you, Scotty. All pending if Peterson will give Miles Sanders the rock some more. Miles Sanders could be a top running back in this league. He's just not getting the carries, and the injuries have been a problem. But yeah, give me Miles Sanders, give me Chase Claypool.
I think I would run with I like Jacoby Myers. I just, his target share is insane right now with Cam Newton. Cam Newton is not throwing the ball to anybody else but Jacoby Myers.
But they're going to run it 100 times today. You know how bad Houston's run defense
Yeah,
is?
they're the worst run defense in the league, and we're actually about ready to talk about that game. I love Chase Claypool. It'd be a coin flip for me between Miles Sanders and Jacoby Myers. I think Miles Sanders is the safe play because he's going to probably get more guaranteed volume as opposed to Jacoby Myers because they probably are going to run the ball more often. Amari Cooper or Devontae Parker?
Give me Devontae Parker. I mean, the quarterback situation. And I don't know why. It's like the media kind of like is in love with Andy Dalton. I've been hearing things like, oh, look for Amari Cooper was a matchup that a lot of people liked this week because Andy Dalton was coming back. I'm like, yo, Andy Dalton is cooked, man. That dude cannot play. I would rather see the kid Gilbert get in the game and play quarterback. He had a decent game, and I think the growth could be, you know, a vital thing for the rest of the season for fantasy owners of Amari Cooper. But with Andy Dalton in the game, I'm staying away from all Cowboys wide receivers straight up.
Yeah, give me also Devontae Parker. If Andy Dalton comes out today and lays an egg, we have got to chop up that clip of Awthentik on Tuesday saying Dalton is cooked. Like,
He's cooked, man. He's cooked, bro.
You're right. Everybody in the national media is like, oh, Dalton's back. Watch out for the Cowboys. Like, did you guys see him play that one game this year?
Looking terrible, man. Looking just terrible.
Yeah, I'm also going to ride with Devontae Parker for sure. Another quick hit question from Nick the Wick. Which NFC East team do you hate the most? Cowboys.
I mean, I got love for all the NFC East teams. I don't think I hate any of them, to be honest with you guys.
Yeah, I was going to say, yeah.
Even the Cowboys.
It'd probably be the Cowboys, but I don't really hate them. I mean, they're probably the team I like the least.
I like the people the Cowboys have. Like, I like Tony Romo. I like Dak Prescott. Zeke is kind of weird, but he's cool. Like, I like the players on the team, so I don't know.
Yeah, that's real.
McGinnis, king of OC. Balayage, Pittman, or Ronald Jones in the flex today?
Rojo killed it last week. You guys,
Rojo balled out.
You were saying fade him, man, with the Fournette Awthentic, but I was like, I don't know, Ronald Jones, baby.
Yeah, you definitely got that one right, man. They've been flip-flop over there, man. I thought Fournette was going to, take the lead in the carries there. He was getting over 50% of them for a couple weeks in a row, but now it looks like Ronald Jones has been getting a lot of carries too. So,
and a lot of that Ronald Jones, though, came on that 98-yard touchdown run, don't forget.
Oh, yeah.
He had like 60 other yards, but you're right. That was, I mean, that's what you look for in fantasy, too. You want a player that can pop for a big play.
Mm-hmm.
I like Michael Pittman Jr. I mentioned him last week on Thursday night before the game, and he went out and had, I think it was 7 catches for 116 yards or something like that. He's slowly becoming that top target for the Colts. So, I think that game's going to have to be high scoring, even though the Colts have the #1 defense in the league. I think I'd probably go with Michael Pittman. Just I'm in a risky mood today. And then he also says, P.S. shout out Puerto Rico. So, yes, Puerto Rico is that.
Yo, I had some Peruvian chicken last night, man. My girl, she normally doesn't get the Pollo Rico. She gets, what is it called, Pollo King? It's another one in that same shopping center, man. If you ain't never had Pollo Rico when you come down to D.C. or Maryland, man, that is a must. It is. Them fries and that yellow sauce, bro, woo, cranking.
So good. You got to get the extra yellow because they always scheme like 2. But it's like, come on, you don't pay a lot for this.
They always scheme.
5 of them things.
Yeah, facts, bro.
Who's going to win at NFC West? I think Kansas City Chiefs are going to win.
NFC.
Oh, NFC West.
That'd be impressive.
Yeah, that would be real impressive with a 0-0 record in the division.
Oh man, that's a tough one.
Give me the Rams, man. Give me the Rams, the team nobody's talking about. I think Arizona's going to fall off, and Seattle's already falling off a little bit.
Yeah, give me the Cardinals in that one. I think the Cardinals are looking really good. And yeah, you saw the game for first place. What was that was that Monday night? No, Thursday night.
Thursday night, yeah.
Thursday night, yeah. It was Thursday night game. And, I mean, I like what I'm seeing out of the quarterback play out of there. And Hop is a problem. DeAndre Hopkins is a major problem.
I'm going to take Seattle, but if the Rams – I talked about how the Rams are the most complete team in that division. If the Rams can beat Tampa Bay on Monday night, I would switch my pick from Seattle to the Rams. All right. Thoughts on Rager for Philly? I think Rager, he's probably going to get a lot of targets today. It'll be interesting, though, to see if Carson Wentz can not turn the ball over. Their
offense has never hummed. I mean, they're getting pieces back every week, but, I'm looking for a 350-yard outing from Wentz, and it's I don't know. Maybe it'll come eventually, but I'd fade Rager if you got anybody else.
Yeah, facts. I'm not sold.
Simon says, who do I flex, Adrian Peterson or Le'Veon Bell? Adrian Peterson, because there's no DeAndre Swift, so I would ride with Adrian Peterson.
Yeah, that's facts.
What's Le'Veon been doing since he got traded?
Hey,
it's been quiet. Yeah,
been very quiet.
I haven't heard a word.
So next game on the slate, New England Patriots are 4-5 and are 2.5-point favorites at the Houston Texans. The over-under is 49, and the game kicks off at 1 o'clock. Scotty Booms, tell me what you got.
We just talked about it 2 seconds ago, and my pick's going to be based on those words. Texans, worst run defense in football. Patriots love to run the football. Cam Newton, you look at his passing touchdown stats, they're not good. But then you look at the fact he has, 9 rushing touchdowns? So I think the Patriots are going to smash Houston today. So easily give me that minus 2.5 Patriots, and we're over under 49. Give me under because it's going to be a running game.
Yeah, I'm definitely with you on this, Scotty. Texans defense, man, that rush defense is garbage. And I talked about Damian Harris coming alive here in the last couple of weeks. In his last 3 weeks, 52 carries, 294 yards. That's 5.6 yards per carry. And the Texans defense coming in is already allowing 5.5 yards per carry, 32nd in the NFL. So look for Damian Harris. I think that's a great start this week. And I think Vegas is going to have this one right. Look for the Patriots to cover. And as far as the over-under, I'll take the under.
Yeah, I think you guys pretty much touched on everything that really means anything in this game. I mean, that Texans defense is giving up 167.4 yards per game. Typically, it's difficult to play a running back for the Patriots, but Harris has 74% of the team's rushing yards the last couple of weeks. So that's like a good sign coming from a Patriots offense that a running back is actually handling most of the bulk of the work. So that's definitely a great play. I'm running him in a lot of my teams in DraftKings today. And then Houston is 2-7 this season against the spread. So I'm going to take the New England Patriots minus 2.5. I'm kind of worried about this over-under, but I'm going to take the under. I'm going to take the under 49.
Smart move.
It's tough. I hate taking the under in NFL this year. Like, it just doesn't. It seems like they're always hitting the over. So it just becomes difficult to take the under sometimes.
Yeah, Pats have been in a lot of low-scoring games as of late. Early in the year, they had a couple 30-point games there. And the Texans, I mean, you saw them against the Browns, couldn't even get that win. I mean, I know the Browns were running a rock on them crazy, but.
Next game, the undefeated and some may say overrated Pittsburgh Steelers are 9-0 and 10.5-point favorites at the Jacksonville Jaguars, who are 1-8. The over-under is 46. Kickoff is at 1 o'clock. Authentic, tell me what you got.
I like Big Ben in this game, man. He's coming in the last couple weeks as quarterback number 3 as far as total fantasy points. And I'd look for him to go to Juju Smith-Schuster early in this game. I mean, in the last 4 games, Juju Smith-Schuster has 42 targets. I mean, that's 10-plus a game right there for 322 yards and 2 touchdowns. I mean, yeah, so I would start Juju Smith-Schuster if you can. I think he's a guy the Giants could bring in here in free agency next year too, man. I'm really looking forward to free agency next year once this season is done. But give me Pittsburgh in this game, and I'll take the over, and I think Pittsburgh will cover.
10.5. Actually, I got a question for the chat real quick. What's the perfect temperature to keep your thermostat at when it's cold outside? Because it's getting colder in the DC area, and I can't find a good medium right now.
I like that. I like that.
66, but 68 seems too hot. And I don't know about 67. I haven't tried it yet, but let me know what you guys keep yours at.
I think that what's the over-under on thermostat for the winter?
No bull.
The parlay. We can talk about anything we want here. 10.5 points is a lot of points. But a couple weeks ago, we put too much faith in the Bengals against the Steelers, and the Steelers proved us all wrong. So Jaguars aren't any better than the Bengals. I'll definitely take the Steelers, even with that 10.5 points. Authentic said it right. Any wide receiver for Pittsburgh is probably a good start today. Definitely Juju or Claypool, because the Jaguars' defense is just not good either. Definitely their secondary has been struggling. So give me Pittsburgh minus 10.5 and over that 46 points. It's going to be a blowout.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be a tough game for Jacksonville, especially for Luton at quarterback.
Yeah.
Pittsburgh is 7-2 this year against the spread. And Jacksonville is giving up 24 points, at least 24 points in 8 straight games. So, I mean, can Jacksonville score is the question on if they're going to get to that over-under mark. That's the big dilemma. And James Robinson is, against the Pittsburgh defense is going to be a tough go.
They have good talent, though. Jacksonville always seems to put up points, man. Even when they
do.
Lose,
yeah, that's true.
Score. So
but that 46, think about it. If That means that Jacksonville's gonna have to score like around 14 to 20 points, right? Do you think they can do that?
Why can't Pittsburgh score 40?
Against that defense, against Texans defense, they totally could do it. I mean, that Texans defense is allowing the third most points to quarterbacks and the fourth most points to running backs. So I mean, pick your poison here.
Yeah, I'm gonna take Pittsburgh to cover the 10.5. I'm gonna take the over. That's where I'm gonna go with that. So PJ, Torres, Gio Bernard, or Adrian Peterson?
I'll go Adrian Peterson with Swift out with the concussion. Give me Adrian Peterson.
Samaje Perine. That's the Perine he's talking about, right? That's an ex-Washington football player right there. That's pretty good. He is getting some looks. Adrian Peterson, though, man, give me Gio just because he might catch some balls out of the backfield. If it's PPR, for Gio for sure.
I think Gio just because I'm still skeptical. And don't forget about Kerryon Johnson. Kerryon Johnson in Detroit.
Kerryon Johnson anymore.
I mean, he got some burn last week, though.
Did he? How many carries?
Oh, yeah. I don't know exactly.
I know, probably got like 3 carries.
He got some burn. So we got some numbers in on your thermostat question. Chauncey likes it toasty at 83. Real
toasty at 83. Whew, I'd be dying in there.
That's when he's working out. That's when he's trying to burn his sweat when he's doing it.
Johnny Booms is at 7. PJ Torres is at 70.
70's good.
70 is pretty good. The chat just went bonkers on me. Let me get you back.
68. I got
I'm seeing a lot of 60, 68.
So
from Simon,
I'm sitting in the right zone.
70, 65, Perry Mac, 66, Waterfly. Papa Homewood says 66.
Route 66.
68 so they probably got it 67 at your folks' house. The compromise between the 66 and 68.
HD's got it turned up hot.
69. Hot. Yeah. You gotta, that's a crazy one. 72 for Patricio. What up, Bad Dog?
Thank you for joining us in the building.
Let's go.
Cernox says I'm cheap. I haven't turned the heat or the air on yet.
Dog, foreigners be infamous for that. Like, nope, we ain't waiting until it's full winter until we turn that heat on.
Next game,
middle ground, you can save money.
I think you can't really lose at like 68. I think 68 is a good number. Tennessee Titans 6-3 at the Baltimore Ravens, who are also 6-3. The Ravens are surprisingly a 6-point favorite in this game, and the over-under is 49.5. Kickoff is at 1 o'clock. Scotty Booms, what you got?
Ravens, Titans. Ravens getting 6 points. Seems like a lot of points. I mean, Tennessee's defense hasn't played as well as it has in the past. Derrick Henry's a full go for Tennessee.
As far as I know, I'm getting ready to pull up the injury report right now.
Give me Tennessee +6. That's a lot of points. Baltimore's proven they can destroy bad teams, but against above average squads, they struggle. And Tennessee, they are a good football team. Give me under 49.5 and give me Tennessee +6.
Man, this is a tough one. This is a really tough one. Because Damian Harris saw a lot of success last week against the Ravens. 5.5 yards per carry on 22 carries, had 121 yards. So I am looking for Henry to have a really, really good game on the ground because the Ravens don't allow people to pass the ball on them. I really want to pick the Titans in this game, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the under. I'm going to take the Ravens. I don't think they'll cover. I think this will be a 3-point game.
PJ Walker is starting. That's what Nick says. How about it?
I don't have that yet. That's crazy.
You might have inside sources you don't have, the Beard.
Yeah, that's Nick the Wick, man. You know what's up.
He knows what he's talking about.
I'm going to have to come back to this list. So, Brandon Williams is out again for the Baltimore Ravens. He is their nose tackle. And since he has been out, the Ravens have been giving up 165.1 yards per game rushing. So, the Ravens, since Brandon Williams has been out, their nose tackle.
Yeah.
They've been giving up 165.1 yards rushing per game.
Good stat. That's absurd. I never would have thought that. That's absurd.
So, and playing against Derrick Henry, I think Derrick Henry is a must play. If you're putting together a DraftKings lineup and you want a big name running back, go with Derrick Henry because I think he's on pace for a big game today. Derrick Henry might hit 200 yards today.
That's bold. It's bold prediction.
That's my bold prediction. That's my bold prediction. So, and Tennessee is, and also this over-under is going to hit. Tennessee is 7-2 with Tannehill starting at quarterback this season and the overs. So they're hitting the over 7 times in 9 games this year with Ryan Tannehill at quarterback.
They score points, man. A.J. Brown's a beast.
And you know what's funny? A.J. Brown's stats are he hasn't, I don't think he's hit 100 yards this season.
No, you're drunk. He has 2 of his last 5 games. He's over 100.
Are you sure?
Got him. Had it ready in the holster, right there.
I talked about A.J. Brown last night during the Q&A. I brought it up. He's had 2 bum games, but he's had 2 good games.
And he catches a lot of touchdowns, man. I feel like he's a big red zone target when they got a little bit of space there. I would love to have him on the Giants, man. Big wide receiver.
So I'm going to take – I think Tennessee – I don't want to pick a winner. I'm going to take Tennessee to cover, and I'm going to take the over.
I don't want to pick a winner.
Come on, man.
I mean, we're picking against the spread,
I notice he does that a lot, though. Like, I'm the opposite. I usually always give you a winner, right? That's my vibe. Tim's always like, yeah, I'll pick the spread against spread. He's like, come on, bro. Pick a team to win a game.
I'll bet you give your full heart and soul to these picks. The Beard's looking at it from like a just straight gambling Vegas.
Yeah, he is. I remember when he used to live in that casino, man. That boy was a gambling man.
Oh man, this next game though, this game has got my what was the word I made up the other day when I tried to say intrigue and interesting?
Oh yeah, what was it?
Intriguing.
It was something like that.
Intriguing.
Intriguing. I think it was intriguing.
This is our intriguing game of the week. It's the Green Bay Packers taking on the Indianapolis Colts. This game is at 425. The Colts are 2.5-point favorites. The over/under is 51.
Switched it up on me. I feel like I don't know. Feel like something switched up, but let's go.
I think it did. He switched it up.
No way. I thought I was in. Nah.
You good, man. We can run with that. I had somebody else before that. I had 2 games before that, actually, Tim.
You're good, DeBeard.
But you're good. We can move around. Oh, I had Jets Chargers, but we'll move around. Don't worry. That's a 4 o'clock game.
I'm going to take it first.
Yeah, do it, bro.
My bad.
This moved a little bit. You said it's 2.5 now. It was 1.5 for the Colts.
Yeah, it moved this morning.
And Indy's been a team, obviously phenomenal defense. Somehow Frank Reich is getting the very last little bit out of Phil Rivers that is left, whatever's left. We talked about, it was like week 3 or 4, they were playing, I think the Colts were playing the Ravens, and we were shocked that they were coming in as a favorite. And then they ended up having a great game, and I think they definitely covered that spread. This is another game. Man, Green Bay's playing good. Indy's good, but they're not sexy. You'd think Green Bay would be getting the points. I'm still going to roll. I'm going to roll with Green Bay. I think they can overcome the defense. It's going to be a good one. I wouldn't be surprised if Indianapolis outright wins the game, but give me Green Bay plus 2.5 and over that 51.5 points.
Yeah, Scott, I'm with you. I don't even see how the Colts are favored in this game. Colts have been interesting to pick all year. I've been telling Tim this, man. So, kind of remind me of the Titans a little bit. It's just hard to pick games against them because you don't know which team is going to show up. In the Colts case, you don't know what Phillip Rivers is going to show up. I don't want to see that guy trying to make tackles on the interception like he was last week. I don't know if y'all saw him falling over his feet.
No Angels.
You know what's wild is like Daniel Jones runs an 80-yard touchdown, or 80-yard run, falls on his face. It's the biggest thing in media. Phillip Rivers on that interception was looking like he didn't even belong in the league when he was falling down trying to make that tackle. It's not even news. But I like Aaron Rodgers in this game. Even though the Colts are coming in with the #1 defense against fantasy quarterbacks, I just think Aaron Rodgers is a guy that you can't sit and this is a big game. I'm looking for Aaron Rodgers to come out here and light it up, man. So, yeah, give me the Packers, and I'll take the over.
I like it.
So, yeah, definitely it is official. P.J. Walker is starting. Shout out to Nick DeWitt for the early info.
Oh, yeah, for sure, man.
This game is good. You know, I've been preaching about this Colts defense. I feel
since week 1.
Yeah.
I will give you that.
So the Colts defense is the #1 defense in the NFL right now, which is kind of crazy. And they do it without like a real like top tier big name.
Yeah.
Which you know,
that linebacker is an all-pro.
No. I mean, he just said a top tier big name though. You know what I mean? You don't got a guy out there that you're really like, oh, we got to worry about Khalil Mack, or we got, you know what I mean? Like, there's not really a big name out there. I feel them on that. Maybe by next year that that they'll have some big names because the way they're balling now.
So who's the All-Pro linebacker?
I know, because now it literally got his name.
What's his name one more time?
Darius Leonard. Look up Darius Leonard's stats from last year.
He's a monster. He is. He's really, really good.
Yeah, Scotty pulled it.
And so Green Bay is the 6th rated offense. So you got the 6th rated offense against the 1st rated defense. So it's going to be an interesting matchup. Now, let me ask you guys, and people in the chat, please answer as well. When you have I don't know the answer to this question, but I'm curious to think what other people would select as their answer. If you have like a top 5 offense versus a top 5 defense, which one do you think wins the game more in these sort of...
What's the cliche?
Defense?
Wins championships.
That's right.
So you think but do you think it becomes more of a defensive, does the defense might win a game, but does the defense hold the offense to that top 5 offense to, pedestrian numbers, or does that top 5 offense still do top 5 production but lose the game?
This is why Awthentik was saying it's a tough pick, man, because the Colts are the Bears with a little bit better offense. That's all they are. They have a phenomenal defense. They're going to be in every game, but you don't know what you're going to get on offense. I mean,
Nick DeWick says top 5 defense.
Yeah.
I'm taking the offense. And we're talking fantasy here, right?
Well, I mean,
or in general.
Just in general. I mean, because the amount of points that Green Bay is going to score, basically I'm asking this question because from a fantasy standpoint, are you afraid that Devontae Adams and Aaron Jones and Aaron Rodgers don't put up big numbers because they're playing the number 1 rated defense in the league?
I think it depends on the team, with it, and the quarterback play is very important. If you got, a top 5 offense and the quarterback is not lights out, I'd maybe pick the defense. But in a case like this where you got stud wide receiver, stud running back, Aaron Rodgers at quarterback, I mean, I'm taking the offense in this case. But I think it could be, on a case-per-case kind of basis.
And interesting, Aaron Rodgers is 4-0 in his last 4 games indoors with 9 touchdown passes and almost 400 yards per game. So,
what do you think about Aaron Jones in this matchup?
Nah.
I like Aaron Jones because I think he catches the ball well too.
Yeah.
And they always seem to get him involved in the game plan, which you could not say for the Packers during the Mike McCarthy era. They would forget about their running backs. But Jones, what's the boys? Not Kingsbury. Is it Kingsbury? No, that's Arizona. Who's their coach in Green Bay?
Zach. No, that's Cincinnati's coach. It's oh my gosh,
that's terrible. We can't think of his name right now.
You talking about Green Bay's head coach?
Yeah.
He always manages to mix in the run, which
is it
good.
Morning something? What's his name? Dog. This is why we got the Google. Tana in the building. What's up, fam?
This is why we got the Google.
The Google. Matt LaFleur.
Matt LaFleur, that's right. Ex-Washington football coach. I mean, if you think of it, a young coach doing well, I mean, you just got to think about old Washington football coaches.
I know.
Almost everybody in the chat says defense in those situations.
Yeah.
But Kyle says nowadays offense. So, look, I think I'm going to take – it's tough for me. I like Green Bay, but I feel like every time Vegas favors the Colts this year, and we're kind of like, wait, what? Why?
Yeah.
They end up winning or covering at least.
That was the Ravens game we talked about earlier, man. We were like, why are they getting points in this Ravens game? And then they showed us why. That defense is really good.
But I think I have to stick with Green Bay. I just think Green Bay is playing a different type of football. Phillip Rivers sketches me out, but it's going to be a great game. But I'll take Green. If you're going to give me Green Bay with plus 2.5, if they lose by 1, I'm still money. So I'm taking the Green Bay plus 2.5, and I'll take the over also at 51.5.
Cernak hit you with the Admiral Akbar right there.
You did, yeah. It's a trap.
Yeah, I mean,
trap game, don't touch that.
That's how Vegas gets you, man. That's how they get you. So hopefully I'm on the same page as you guys now. Next up is the new doubt it. It's the New York Jets, who are 0-9 at the Los Angeles Chargers. 9.5 point favorites.
That's a little high.
Over under is 46.
We say that every single week, Awthentik, and we're like, you know what? Give me the Jets. Can't lose every game. Give me the Jets.
The Chargers have found ways to blow games. I mean, a lot of leads in the fourth quarter and just can't finish out games. But I do like Justin Herbert in this matchup. I mean, the dude's been on fire. He has the most passing yards through 7 games in NFL history, which is ridiculous. And he's thrown for multiple touchdowns in 6 consecutive games. So I'd make it 7 here against the Jets. I think that's an incredible matchup. If you could stack with Keenan Allen and on any betting or any fantasy, I think that's amazing. But I don't know about the 9.5, man. I think the Jets will cover the 9.5.
Shout out to the viewers. We just cracked 50 watching right now.
Let's go.
Oh, that's what's up. That's what's up.
David? Shouts from across the pond. How you doing, man? Thanks for tuning in today.
David in the building one time.
So, Scotty Booms, what you think?
It's funny because I definitely had the Jets written down here, but then I hear Awthentik say it, and it just sounds bad when it comes out. Just, I don't know. Jets.
Yeah.
Even
Can't do it, Scott.
Points, right. They burned me more than one time this year. I've gone with the Jets with these crazy point spreads. And if they were not to win necessarily, but to cover this 9.5, I mean, against the rookie quarterbacks where you might see it, and Herbert, he's had good games, but he could have an implosion type game, 3 interceptions or something like that. Bosa's back. Whatever big brother Bosa, he's back for the Chargers. So give me the Chargers. They're going to cover that 9.5 points.
Ooh.
And
you know what's funny is I don't think the Jets have won a game in the last 2 years with a quarterback starting other than Sam Darnold.
Oh, yeah.
So that's super interesting to me, and to touch on something else about just these crazy Justin Herbert stats. If you didn't know, follow Awthentik on Twitter. He's always dropping gems.
Oh, thank you.
He has a touchdown, 2 touchdowns, multiple touchdowns in 6 straight games. Like that's,
that's what I was just saying. Yep.
6 straight
games.
Herbert?
Yeah, 6 straight games.
That was crazy. You said he has the most touchdown passes through 7 games
most passing yards through 7 games in NFL history by to start your career.
Oh, the first set. That's still incredible.
Yeah, so rookies and anybody who got their first starts, 7 straight. Yeah, he's got the most yards in 7 games.
And then if you're looking at against the spread, the Jets are 2-7 against the spread this year. The Chargers, believe it or not, are 5-4 against the spread this year. So I'm going to take the Chargers, the minus the 9.5. I think they'll end up winning by 10. And I'm definitely going to take the over-under. Fantasy plays in here. Keenan Allen is a must-start. Justin Herbert might actually be a top 3 quarterback play in fantasy this week.
What you think about Joe Flacco? I mean, he's coming off 3 touchdowns last week. You think that could be maybe a start for somebody looking for a quarterback? Like, I know somebody was talking about trading Lamar Jackson for Aaron Jones. I mean, maybe that's a quarterback you could at least pick up as a Band-Aid for the week.
Jets offense. Tough to invest any kind of.
I'm not mad at it. Denzel Mims is coming around. I know you guys hear me talk about Denzel Mims every week for the last 3 or 4 weeks, but he is a good wide receiver, and he's starting to get more and more targets. He's really cheap on DraftKings, so maybe it's an interesting point. Maybe you go Joe Flacco, Denzel Mims. You got 2 really cheap players there. Now you got a lot of room to work with salary. You could even go Dalvin Cook and Derrick Henry.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying with that, and then bring it back with Keenan Allen for the mini stack in that game. I kind of like that. I mean, it's a risk, but it makes sense. I'm totally like I'm intrigued. That's an intriguing one.
Intriguing.
That rookie left tackle for the Jets, he's played well, Mekhi Becton, but Bosa's another type of animal. If he's back healthy, he might send him in circles today. And because Flacco's good with a clean pocket.
That's true.
Always been a thing with him. He needs a pocket.
So we're going to get to some rapid-fire fantasy questions in the draft really quick. Josh Jacobs or Nyheim Hines?
Jacobs, he's turning it on lately. 300 yards his last 3 games, 3 touchdowns.
I'm with you, man. Shout out to Laylo one time who was talking about Josh Jacobs on our Q&A last night. Yeah, I like Nyheim Hines too, but it's a little crowded in that backfield. But give me Josh Jacobs.
For that exact reason, I'm right there with these gentlemen. Just too crowded of a backfield in for the Colts.
So Teddy is out, huh?
Yep, Teddy's out. Do you roll with DJ Moore with confidence? I say yes.
No, because DJ Moore was struggling early on in the year already, man. Putting in a backup quarterback, I'm staying away from DJ Moore.
I like PJ Walker.
And Becton's not playing lax, and I'm definitely taking the Chargers. But now, if Teddy's out, but you said PJ Walker to PJ to DJ connection might be some.
Hey,
PJ to DJ.
I like that. Good little choice there. I'm not mad at that. So, all right, next game on the Slit 8. Let me make sure I don't skip a game.
What did
for
you
these
take?
Gentlemen.
Did you take Chargers?
Yeah, I took Chargers minus 9.5 in the over.
Yep.
Man.
Are you taking notes, Scotty Booms?
No, I'm just making my own notes. I don't know. I check mine after we do this show.
Yeah, I remember mine, and I usually check them. But yeah, I was saying we need to keep a little tally on this.
So I mean, this next game, this could be a interesting game as well. Miami Dolphins 6-3, 4-point favorites at the Denver Broncos, who are 3-6. The over/under is actually only 45.5. Kickoff is at 4:05 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Scotty Booms, what you got?
They're playing in the Mile High. I don't know if Tua's ever played up in a place like Denver before, has he?
I don't know. That's a good question.
I mean, he plays in the lowlands, so this is gonna be different for him. It's harder to breathe up there. It's harder to throw the football. Give me Miami though, -4. I mean, Denver's been so up and down. Drew Lock not having a good sophomore season. Some people projected him to really step it up. He's taken a step back. He's had some good games interspersed in there, but he's not one to depend on. And Miami's defense has been carrying that squad. So even with the 4 points, I'm still going to go Miami -4. 45 is not a lot. Give me under, though, because Locke could go out there and not throw a touchdown pass today.
Yeah, I'm not sold on Drew Lock, man.
Not a lock.
Yeah, he's not a lock. All his dancing, I'm sure he was tuned into the Young Jeezy versus Gucci versus because he seems to be doing a lot of trap dancing on the field. There's not a lot of fantasy value in this game to me. I think Tua could be a pretty interesting start today because Tua has been turning up. And yesterday, in the Q&A, somebody put me on to the kid, Salvon Ahmed, who he's been getting a lot more carries. You saw they got rid of Jordan Howard. I want to say, who brought in Jordan Howard for practice squad, signed him? Eagles? Was it the Eagles? Somebody brought Jordan Howard in, I feel like.
I thought the Dolphins moved him to their practice squad.
Is that what it was?
I think so.
I thought they might have offed him. I got to look into that. Man, Miami. Whew, this is going to be tough. Give me Miami in this game. I'm just not sold on the Broncos, man. I do like Phillip Lindsay and Melvin Gordon in this game, though, if you do need a running back. Give me Miami and I'll take the over in this game, and I think they'll cover.
Hey, look at me picking up words just like you, the Beard. How about
it? It is interspersed.
And I think I meant to say interspersed. Is that a word? Interspersed?
Interspersed.
Not college educated.
Yeah, Jordan Howard is with the Eagles, bro.
Oh, so they went back to
went back to the Eagles.
Back to the Eagles.
I remember thinking it was a surprise move because they got two good running backs over there already. It's like, why do you bring back a guy like that when you can't even just call the right? You're not even calling the right plays for the running backs. You know, you don't need another running back. You need another coach or offensive coordinator.
Right.
So I mean, look. I am a Drew Lock fan. Not necessarily a fan, but I am confident Drew Lock. I think he's just had a rough year with that injury, and he hasn't really bounced back yet. That being said, the Broncos do lead the league in interceptions thrown between him and his replacements when he's been hurt, with 16 interceptions. And we all know Miami's defense has been playing lights-out football as of late. I'll tell you what Tua's trying to do today. He's trying to become the first quarterback to go 4-0 in his first 4 starts without throwing an interception.
Oh, that's what's up.
2 other quarterbacks have done it at 3-0, but he's trying to become the first to do it at 4-0. And Miami is 7-2 against the spread this year, which is pretty insane. They're 6-3. They're only 1 game behind the Buffalo Bills for first place.
See, that's the team that Vegas was behind on. They
exactly.
Didn't think they were going to take that step forward like they did. And that's where you can really make money, is when you see something in a team before the bettors see it.
Yeah, that's facts.
So I'm going to take the Dolphins -4, and I'm going to take the over-under. So I'm a pick to definitely keep your eye on for fantasy. KJ Hamler, wide receiver for the Denver Broncos. He is dirt cheap on DraftKings, and he has pretty much taken over that spot for Tim Patrick. So that Jerry Jeudy, KJ Hamler, rookie wide receiver. It's been a long time since I had to say those words. Together on the field is a great thing for Denver, but I just think Miami's defense is playing really good, and Tua is, I think he's improving every week, like I said. So I like the Dolphins -4, and I like the over-under in this game.
Yeah, the takeaways for Miami's defense has been ridiculous, man. That defense has been way better than I could have ever imagined. Shout out to the coach over there, man. Flores is doing his thing with the Miami Dolphins.
Yeah, I'm a big Brian Flores fan.
Yeah, he's killing it.
So the next game on the slate today is going to be the Dallas Cowboys, who are 2-7 at the Minnesota Vikings, who are 4-5. The Vikings are a 7-point favorite, and the over-under is 48. Kickoff is at 4:25. Authentic, tell me what you got.
Man, loving Justin Jefferson. The kid balling out last week, just fried. I mean, you could do a start with both their wide receivers. I like Thielen.
Yep.
I'm the kind of guy, man, who I like getting multiple good wide receivers from the same team. Like I've been doing stacks with Tyreek Hill, and now that Sammy Watkins is coming back, I've been stacking people like that. So if you could get both these wide receivers, I mean, that'd be awesome. Cowboys defense is just terrible. They're allowing the second most fantasy points per game to wide receivers as well. So I would even look down the depth chart with Minnesota. There might be some other guys in there getting some receptions as well. Like I said earlier, man, I'd stay away from Amari Cooper. I think the reason why people are high on Andy Dalton is because last time Andy Dalton played, Amari Cooper had 7 catches for 79 yards against Arizona. But don't forget that was kind of a comeback game. They were getting blown out pretty much. So I mean, if you lack wide receivers, Amari Cooper could be a wide receiver 3, maybe a wide receiver 2. But we know Dalvin Cook, man. Dalvin Cook has been tearing it up. The Vikings know how to run the rock. They look like that old Dallas Cowboys team with Zeke Elliott before we saw the rise of Dak Prescott. So in this game, man, I mean, Cowboys coming in at 2-7. They're struggling. It's hard to even find a game on the schedule that the Cowboys can win. So I'll take 48, man. I'm gonna take the under in this one. Give me the Vikings to cover that 7, and yeah, look for the wide receiver core, man, for the Vikings to really shine in this game off play action.
Before you get into your thing, Scotty Booms, I'm gonna ask you two a quick question. Does Zeke Elliott get his first 100-yard game today?
Doubtful.
Yeah, I mean, what would make you think yes?
Yeah, I mean, you got to think Cowboys are probably going to be playing from behind in this game after Minnesota gets an early lead running the rock. I mean, Zeke might not even get the 17, 18 carries in this game. I don't think this will be the one where he gets over 100.
This is probably my surprise pick of the week. I'm gonna take Dallas with that 7 points. Kirk Cousins, man, I just don't trust him against teams he should beat handily. It always seems to be a close type game. We know Dalvin Cook's doing his thing. The Cowboys do have enough talent up front that they can maybe keep him to under 4 yards a carry, which will keep the game low scoring. And Dallas has the weapons on the outside. Andy Dalton, Authentic says he's cooked. He might have something left in the tank. There are enough weapons for them to score enough points. So give me over that 48 and give me Dallas +7. I'm gonna go ahead and take those.
Man, this beat right now got me in the zone, man.
Funky, man. It's
funky. Funky. Yeah, I like some good funky. So look, let's be honest here. Dallas is not a very good team right now, and
they're bad.
As far as betting goes, it's even worse. They are 1-8 against the spread this year.
Ooh. It's kind of opposite of Miami. It's like they thought Dallas was going to be good.
Yeah, and just that's all I really need to know. And then let's think about this. Minnesota at home, 424.5 yards per game. So you take that average of offense at home per game against the defense of the Dallas Cowboys, and like Authentic said, I am going stacking that Minnesota team. Yeah. I like Kirk Cousins, Justin Jefferson, and Adam Thielen as a stack in DraftKings. And I'm going to bring it back with Zeke. I think Dallas is going to have to get Zeke going. I just think that, this might actually be a battle, running backs between Zeke and Cook. I'm not saying that Zeke is going to have a great game. I'm not saying that Dallas is going to win or even cover. But I think Dallas is coming out of this bye realizing that, they don't have Dak Prescott anymore. Andy Dalton is not Dak Prescott, so we paid Zeke. I'm sure one of them, I'm sure Papa Jones or Stephen Jones is in the ear of somebody right now talking about, look, we just gave Zeke all this money to get off the beach in Cabo, and y'all not even feeding them.
Yeah, people forgot about that. So maybe they are feeding them, because don't Zeke Elliott look a little bit overweight this year?
And his hairstyle today, I don't know if it's today, but he's got the craziest looking hair they're showing on the pregame show on NFL.
Oh, yeah.
NFL Network. It's like two big buns that aren't touching each other, like antennas almost.
Oh, yeah, that's the Mickey Mouse vibe he was doing on his profile picture. Is kind of like that. This Cowboys defense, man, is, the passing defense has cleaned it up just a little bit. I talked about this last week on the preview. But the rushing defense is awful. So, I mean, if we're going to have a battle of running backs here, I mean, give the edge to Dalvin Cook. I think you've seen Zeke struggle. Pollard has been getting a little bit more carries as well with Zeke struggling, and I feel like he's not doing that great either. But, I mean, if you're struggling with running backs, I do agree with Tim. You got to run with Zeke, who was pretty much a top 5 pick, and I bet everybody's league. It's such a – these top 5, top 6 running backs have been letdowns this year with injuries and just, dismal play. But, yeah, if you got to start him, start Zeke. But I definitely like Dalvin Cook and the Minnesota Vikings to rush the ball like strong in this game, man. And hopefully that leads to the play action like I was saying. But it might not. Don't be surprised if Kirk Cousins throws it for under, 19 times again, because in the last 3 games, he had the one game with 19. He had the one game where he only threw it 13 times. So it's like it's looking a little sketchy over there as far as wide receivers go, especially in a blowout. If they could get a 14-point lead early, Tim, look for them to just keep running the rock. What's the backup over there with the Vikings? Madison, I believe.
Yeah, Alexander Madison.
Look for him to get some carries, too. He might be a sneaky pick to get a couple touchdowns in this game as well if they can get a big lead and put their foot on the gas.
What's crazy is, like, last week I feel like there's only, like, 1 or 2 people that ran for 100 yards. This week, I think you might see 2 200-yard running backs. That's one of my
Who would they be?
Cook and Henry?
I was going to go Cook and Henry, too, because Cook and Henry seem to be the dudes in the NFL that get them 200-yard games a lot, man. I mean, like, they're always up there. And you remember
that sounds like a law firm.
Cook and Henry.
Cook and Henry.
You're missing a name, though. Three's better than 2. If you're gonna pick a lawyer, man, pick a 3-name law
I need to
firm.
get my
you got to get a 3-name lawyer?
I need to get my
Henry
Cool
and
Runnings
Kamara.
law
I feel you,
firm
Cook, Henry,
hoodie.
and Kamara.
That's the one. I'm going to sign him up right there.
You have a phone, you have a lawyer.
Miles, 3 names.
Oh, man. So the next game, we're going to jump back into the NFC East games last. So we're going to go ahead and get into this Sunday night game. It's an interesting game because the only loss that the Chiefs have this year come at the hands of the Las Vegas Raiders. So the Kansas City Chiefs are 8-1 and are actually 8.5-point favorites at the Las Vegas Raiders, who are 6-3. The over-under is a whopping 57. I heard somewhere that this game opened up with a asinine number of over-under of 69.
About time. You know how much money they've lost on Patrick Mahomes games where they've had these stupid over-unders of like, it was 47 a couple weeks ago. Do you guys remember that?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And they put up 36 in the first half. We were like, yeah, all day. We got to put our money where our mouths are because we identified that right away. So now they're not trying to get burned anymore with that 57. It's a trap game, man. They're giving you these points because they want you to think the Raiders are going to do what they did again. That's not happening. Mahomes and Andy Reid are out here for blood today. They're going to really try to destroy the squad. They wanted the Raiders to know that, listen, this is still our division. I'm still a kid, Mahomes. He's going to be here for a while. So go ahead and take a back seat to us. I got the Chiefs covering that 8.5 points. Give me over 57, believe it or not. 57. Give me over.
Yeah, I'm with you, Scotty. I got the Chiefs covering the 8. Give me the over. I agree with you that this is a trap game because Derek Carr had his best game of the year against the Chiefs last time.
His life.
347 yards and 3 touchdowns. I don't think he can duplicate that performance. So yeah, man, give me you know how I do. I've been stacking the Chiefs all year long. I got Sammy Watkins in the lineup this week. I got Tyreek Hill. I don't know. I saw he was healthy and he was projected for 9. So at the moment, he's in my lineup. I got to double check it when we get off air.
Watch that because I think I saw that they activated Mecole Hardman off of the COVID list.
Oh yeah,
but they were skeptical on activating Watkins for the game. So definitely check when we get off.
Yeah, I definitely will. I thought he was activated because he was projected 9 points, but yeah, I'm stacked. I love Kansas City's wide receivers. Mecole Hardman, he's one that I wish I could swap out for Sammy Watkins. That dude, it's like if Tyreek Hill's not getting the touchdowns, Hardman's getting all those touchdowns. So yeah, man, go heavy with the Chiefs. I actually saw a question earlier, Tim, that we missed too. Somebody was asking about Clyde Edwards-Helaire and another running back to start. I can't remember who it was. We missed that
if we
one.
missed that question, just put it back in the chat again and we'll definitely answer it.
Yeah, and I like Clyde Edwards-Helaire in this game, who started off, real funky, man. People were like really high on him. He's kind of like evened out a little bit, but look for him to have a big game. The over is just, I think it's pretty obvious in this game, man. Kansas City Chiefs have been putting up crazy points. They only got 1 loss on the year, and it came to these same Las Vegas Raiders. But yeah, look for that to change in this game.
The interesting part about this quarterback matchup for me is, everybody knows if you watch the show how I feel about Derek Carr right now. I think he is playing the best football of his career and could possibly be a dark horse MVP.
Oh, man, speaking on that, I was telling you about this too, man. Ben Ball, you hit me up, showed me that the Bleacher Report has been watching Awthentik and The Beard because it literally said dark horse, but they didn't say MVP candidate. They said dark horse Super Bowl contender would be the Las Vegas Raiders, which I think I'm more in agreement with Tim's take on this one. The dark horse MVP for Derek Carr might be a higher percentage.
They're both
Yes.
not. They're both low percentages, but if I had
They're both
one or
low.
the
They're
other,
both low.
That's what a dark horse is,
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
But
like, you got a chance. That's what dark horse means. You got a
Yeah.
chance.
yeah, look, these are the top 2 quarterbacks in the NFL against the blitz. And Patrick Mahomes, the Chiefs love to blitz. I think they're top 5, top 8 in blitzing this year. And I wonder if they're going to, maybe change up that defensive game plan against Derek Carr this second time around. Also, Tyreek Hill before the bye week, as Awthentik I'm sure knows because he has Mahomes and Hill in our fantasy league, was 20 back-to-back 25-plus games, fantasy points. So if he can come out and do that again, he's definitely somebody to look out for, especially if you're doing a showdown matchup on DraftKings. And then Patrick Mahomes.
Before you get to Mahomes, on Tyreek Hill, man, and last time they played the Raiders, he had 8 catches, 12 targets, 108 yards, and a touchdown. So, yeah, look for even more. I'm looking for 2 tubs today.
Yeah,
What up, Kid Blue? We got a legend here in the chat.
Hey,
Look at
Kid
that.
Blue in the building. What's up, man?
What's going on?
Hey, make sure y'all go subscribe to Kid Blue. And I'm speaking more towards the people who aren't New York Giants fans in this chat because I'm sure most of you Giants fans are subbed up to Kid Blue, man. Him and my man Hub got the Young Guns podcast, man. They're putting out some fire content, so make sure you go support that for sure, man. They always supporting our channel as well.
And Patrick Mahomes is 26.2 fantasy points per game against the Raiders.
Ooh.
So you combine that with Tyreek Hill on a roll right now. This is going to be a shootout. I'm going to take the Raiders plus 8.5 points.
Interesting.
And I'm going to take the over 57.
I like the way
Pete
we
and
all took
Kristen,
that
you're in the
over.
building. What up? What up?
So it's going to
Premium
be
Pete. What up, Premium Pete?
it's going to be a fun game tonight.
Maybe.
That's a real
the Chiefs
fun
might
game.
not make it a fun game.
I know it might be a
Dude, it
crazy
might be
blow. I
over
mean,
quick.
the Raiders surprised everyone last time, man. And yeah, maybe it has a lot to do with coaching, man. Gruden knowing how to scheme up.
Yeah. So we're down to the last 15 minutes before kickoff, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to get to this Monday night game, and then we're going to get to our 2 NFC East matchups. So the Monday night game, the Los Angeles Rams are 6-3, taking on the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, who are 7-3. Tampa Bay is a 4-point favorite. The over-under is 48. This game kicks off at 8:20 Monday p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Awthentik, tell me what you got.
Man, I love Cooper Kupp in this game here. The Rams, we talked about them early on this year, man, about getting most of their wins against the NFC East and whatnot, man. But as of late, they've turned up a little bit. I picked them to beat Seattle in that game. I just thought that Seattle's pass defense is so awful. You put them up against any kind of a decent offense, man, and that offense should put up numbers. I talked about this a little earlier, too, man. I like Ronald Jones in this game, who's been seeing a lot more workload. I don't know why. Fournette was definitely getting a lot of snaps there in the middle of the season. But Ronald Jones seems to have been stepping up. He had that big run last week. 48. Give me the over in this game. I think these are 2 high-powered offenses. I'm looking for Mike Evans to come back, have a big game this week. I think Tampa Bay will cover. I do think they will cover. This should be a really good Monday night game. We haven't had a good offensive, high-powered Monday night game like this in a minute. But what you said, Tim, earlier about Tom Brady and the Bucs kind of slumming on Monday nights or primetime games, we saw that against the Giants early on in this year on Monday night, which is a game I think the Giants left out there. The Giants could have definitely got the W in that game. Daniel Jones came out in the second half and struggled against this defense. That Bucs defense came out this year on fire too, man. That was a top 3 defense. Love their front 4. I'm looking for the Bucs to really show you that they're the front runner in the NFC in this game. This is a good test game for them. It's kind of got a playoff atmosphere, man. So yeah, give me the Bucs in this one.
I like the spread last week. There was one big injury that's going to make me change my pick. Left tackle Andrew Whitworth, he went down like an MCL tear, I believe, for the Rams. So the Rams, they've passed the football to open up the run. That's how their offense kind of operates. The Bucs' strength on defense is their front 7. So I think this would be a good matchup for the Rams. But if you're not going to have your Pro Bowl left tackle out there against one of the best D-lines in football, Jared Goff's not the guy to scramble around and get you like Daniel Jones. He's not going to be – Daniel Jones can do it. He's not like that where he's going to be able to make the plays out of nothing. So I'm going to take the Buccaneers -4. I had the Rams, but that Whitworth injury is too much to overcome. Over 48 points, though, because I do think it could be a shootout towards the end.
So this is an interesting game. Like I talked about earlier, Tampa Bay in prime time has not been good this year. The game against the Giants, then they lost to the Bears, and then the shellacking against the Saints. So Tampa Bay in primetime games this year is averaging 15.6 points per game. And Bruce Arians noticed that there was an obvious difference in the way that Tampa Bay was playing in these primetime games in comparison to the other games. And this week, they changed the time of their practices to mimic the time of the game. So they had their practices at nighttime this week to kind of like just try something different. And that might be the game changer. That might be what they needed to, get out of this funk that they're having playing in these night games. And another thing that's crazy is we've been talking about Mike Evans, right? And how it's kind of, you don't know who's going to be the guy for Tampa Bay during these games. Mike Evans has 7 red zone touchdowns this year, and that is second only to Adam Thielen in the NFL. So,
don't forget who's going to be covering that boy, though.
But that's the thing. Are they going to put Jalen Ramsey on Mike Evans, or are they going to put him on Godwin?
Well, somebody in the chat was saying last week that it was Matt Emery, actually. Matt Emery was saying that they don't move Jalen Ramsey around to the number 1 wide receiver, but it seemed like last week he was on DK Metcalf.
He was. They did change it up
for the
last
whole game.
Week, yeah.
And I talked about this too. DK Metcalf didn't even have a target till like 8 minutes left in the third quarter. He ended the day with 2 catches and 28 yards. So, I mean, if he is going to be matched up against Mike Evans, that completely changes my play in that game. Look for Jalen Ramsey to shut down Mike Evans. Jalen Ramsey is just like lights out, man, and I love the way he hits coming from the cornerback position. You saw what he did to Golden Tate in that game against us, man. He straight slammed him. And I think that's why a little bit of a fight broke out after the game because, Golden Tate was just getting punished.
What's up, Dave? Or peace out, David. Thanks for coming by, man.
Cooper in the building. What's up, Cooper?
Running for his life.
I think I'm going to take the Rams -4, and I'm going to take the over.
I feel that.
That's going to be my pick. So it's everybody's favorite time of the show. It's the NFC East matchups for the weekend.
Trivia time?
Wait a minute. I thought that was the favorite time.
I know, right?
Well, it's our favorite time of Sunday. So Philadelphia Eagles are 3-5-1, clinging on to a small lead in the NFC East division, taking on the Cleveland Browns, who are 6-3, surprisingly, and a 2.5-point favorite. The over-under is 47.5. We're going to start with Scotty Booms. Tell me what you got, brother.
I come to this moment every time of the week. We've done the show now, I don't know, 15 episodes of this, whatever it's been, 10 episodes, and I still continue to roll with the Philadelphia Eagles. And I'm looking at it right now, and guess what, folks? I'm going to go with Philadelphia Eagles again, +2.5. Cleveland Browns 6-3. They can run the football really well. That matches up poorly for them against Philly's front 7. So I think that gives Philly a little bit of an advantage. And Carson Wentz has to show up 1 week, right? He has to, right? Maybe it's Zach Ertz. I don't know.
Zach Ertz is Zach Ertz playing? I don't think he's playing.
Somebody last night was talking about Zach Ertz.
Yeah, I thought he was going to be back in this game.
Maybe not. Either way, I'm still going to go Philadelphia, man. +2.5. And give me over 47.5 points. That could be the game changer because everyone else doesn't matter.
You taking the over in that one, huh, Scotty?
Yeah, I'm going to go over that because, I mean, they do have some playmakers. I think Philly could go down, but then I think they're going to make a little bit of a comeback.
Yeah, I think if the Browns are going to want to get a win in this game, they got to keep the scoring low, kind of like they did last week against the Texans. Philadelphia has been putting up a decent amount of points this game. But, man, the running backs for Cleveland, man, have been stout. And you got Chubb coming back here. I mean, both these guys coming off of 100-yard-plus games on 19 carries last week. I'm looking for more of them to just run the rock, man. The weather seems to be pretty nice here on the East Coast, but we're going to have this game in Cleveland. I don't know what the weather's going to be like there. Everybody's been complaining about the weather for Baker Mayfield for these last 2 games. But I think the formula here is to just run the rock for both teams. And Philadelphia seems to have a problem with giving the ball to Miles Sanders. But if they can get the ball to Miles Sanders, I think they can keep this game a little bit closer. But I like the running back matchup for the Browns. Give me the Browns in this game. I'll take the under and give me the Browns to cover.
So if that spread was 3.5 and not 2.5, I might take the Eagles to cover. The Browns haven't covered in the last 4 games. But at 2.5, I think Cleveland wins the game. I don't think it's going to be a 1-point game. I think it's going to be a 3-point game.
Yeah.
So I'm going to take the Browns minus 2.5, and I'm also going to take the under 47.5. I think this is going to be like a 21-17, 21-18 sort of game. I expect Nick Chubb. I think you might get Nick Chubb and Kareem Hunt both go over 100 yards in this game.
Back-to-back weeks, huh?
Yep.
I like that.
So it's going to be interesting. The last game that we're going to talk about is going to be the Joe Burrow Bengals, who are 2-6-1, heading to the Chase Young football team at 2-7. The football team is a 1-point favorite. The over/under is 46.5. This is the number 1 pick in the draft versus the number 2 pick in the draft, and I believe over the recent 5 to 10 times that this has happened, the second pick has the better record against the number 1 pick.
Oh, well, then my pick's made for me. I'm obviously going to go with the Washington football team at -1 over 46.5 points. But now, the Bengals' offensive line is garbaggio. Washington's shown they can dominate bad offensive lines. Even though their D-line hasn't performed up to expectations this year, I think they're going to eat. Chase Young's going to get 2 sacks at least. Give me Washington -1 over 46.5.
I like that, Scotty. Look for Terry McLaurin, man, to have a monster game here, man. The Bengals, they're coming off that game last week to the Pittsburgh Steelers, where to their wide receivers, they allowed a combined 19 receptions for 249 yards and 4 touchdowns. Alex Smith has been playing well, man, so look for him to get the ball to Terry McLaurin a lot in this game. The problem with Washington has been early starts, man. You guys get down in games pretty early. I mean, every game it seems to be, and then you're fighting back. So, which, it goes to Tim's point that he was talking about on Thursday is like, Washington's got to get back to running the rock, man. And I've been telling them the biggest problem there is that you're getting down in these games, and it's hard to run the rock when you get down by 2 scores, especially when you get down by 3 scores. I'd say look for Ron Rivera to do a little bit more BSing in this game, man, and the Washington football team get out to a slow start again. I'm going to pick the Bengals in this game.
Of course.
I got to pick the Bengals in this game. I'm with whoever it was in the chat that was saying all NFC East lost across the board and the Giants on the bye. So, yeah, I think as far as the over-under, I think we'll get over. I think we're going to get there, Tim. I think we're going to get there.
We're going to get there?
Yeah, I think we're going to get there. But give me the Bengals to win this game, and I think they'll win it pretty convincingly. I think they'll win it by about 10 points.
All right, look, there's a lot of fantasy in this game, believe it or not. I'm a big Joe Burrow guy. And you can expect T. Higgins or Tyler Boyd or A.J. Green to catch a pass at least 30 yards. I know we've been down on A.J. Green, but I had to throw him in there because anything's a possibility against this secondary for the Washington football team, which has been good statistically, but they give up at least 1 to 3 big plays a game, which comes back to bite them in the behind. Now, as far as running the ball goes, if you're a good this is what good coaches do, in my opinion. Good coaches, they create a game plan based upon their opponent, right? Not running the game plan based upon their system, because some teams might have a running system first or a passing system first or a pass-heavy system. But
yeah,
the Washington football team, is bad in running the ball. They're 30th in the league in rushing, but the Cincinnati Bengals are 27th in rush defense. So maybe this is a chance for you to turn things around against a bad running defense, bad rush defense.
Yeah.
So I expect McKissick and Gibson both to have great games. McKissick, if you're playing fantasy, PPR leagues or DraftKings, he's got 16 catches as a running back in his last 2 games.
15 targets in just last game. I mean, he's definitely getting the targets. And we talked about this. I know you think Alex Smith is Captain Checkdown, but he's definitely throwing some decent ones down the field to McKissick, too. You're getting some 8-yarders as well, man. But, yeah, you're right. He's getting a lot of targets, getting a lot of catches. McKissick is a great play. I just hope that Ron Rivera doesn't just decide to go away from him and you see Antonio Gibson getting all the carries and all the snaps,
Yeah, McKissick is averaging 6.2 receptions per game.
Yeah, that's solid.
And then McLaurin, who Authentic talked about, he's got 7 receptions in his last 4 games. At least 7 receptions in his last 4 games.
I think he has exactly 7 receptions in his last 4 games.
So, I mean, if you think about that, if you think about those these are the numbers that you want to hear in a PPR setting when it comes to fantasy. So I like, and then Giovanni Bernard, I mean, we talked about him at length yesterday during the live Q&A.
Yeah, we did.
I think that, you gotta play him until Washington football team proves you otherwise. But I also like Washington's defense because of that horrific offensive line that Joe Burrow is playing behind, and because of the fact that Joe Burrow is dropping back more than any other player in the NFL, and I think he has the number 2 pass attempts in the NFL behind Tom Brady. I mean, they're just giving you opportunities for sacks. So, if you guys know what time that is, it's time for the Beard Ultimate Snack Prediction.
Sack. We got the Hostess cupcakes. I want Doritos. Yo,
Donut sticks.
You remember when homie went to go make the Munchies run in half baked? And,
oh my God.
And Dave Chappelle was like, what was that thing we used to eat it all the time back in the day?
Give me a box of that.
Give me a box of that.
That
horse is a diabetic.
So I think the Washington football team is going to have 6 snacks today. 6 snacks by the defensive line. That's my prediction.
I ain't mad at that. You kind of fell short with your last prediction, but the first prediction was fire when you predicted what was it, the 7 or 8 sacks?
Yeah, I've been off by 1 the 2 other times.
Yeah,
so we're getting close. Almost only, as Coach Sosa used to say.
Yes, he did.
In football, almost only counts in horseshoes and hand grenades, son. So yeah, that's where we're at.
Tim used to say that all the time, and that he finally told me where he got it from. And Coach Sosa, for those that don't know, that's our old JV high school defensive coach who actually came from a rugby background, and he would be trying to get anybody to play rugby. I'm like, back then I was like 5'4" on JV. Coach Sosa's like, yo, man, you need to play rugby. I was like, yeah, whatever, bro. I'm definitely not about to be playing no football with no pads. Especially
I did
rugby.
that enough
Come on,
as a
bro.
kid. You know what I'm saying?
And, oh my God, I took my fair share of hits. So yeah, I'm done with that.
But
What's
as far as
the
pick goes,
oh yeah, shout out to Grivity who came here from Tana's channel, man. I don't know how to say that. Is it Grivity? Gravetti?
Sounds good.
Don't ask me to say it because
you're gonna butcher it.
Gravetti.
Right.
I like, if there's a word I don't know really how to say, like somebody's name or something like that, I like to make it sound fancy. Like, I like with the Jacksonville quarterback, I like Latone. You know what I'm saying?
You put a little French vibe on it.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So I like Gravetti. Gravetti
I like Gravetti.
Gravetti sound like it could be, you know what I'm saying, some sort of designer. Like I'm you know how football players walk down a tunnel with their Gucci bag and their Gravetti suit. You know what I'm saying?
Right. I got this Gravetti belt with the big logo on it. Cuz
sounds good when you guys say it like
Gravetti
that.
probably couldn't imagine a million years we were going to be talking about his name for a minute. Right. Salute though, salute.
Yep, I'm going to take the Washington football team -1, and I'm going to take the over. The Washington football team might actually score 30 or more points today. You heard it here first.
Might.
On
Actually,
Authentic and The Beard.
will.
The Parlayed.
Can't make it seem like that. Be like, they might do
Come
it.
on, Booze. Nobody was supposed to catch that.
It's all going to jive together when you say it, man.
Okay, they might score 30 points. I tried to say it. I tried to say it, but it wasn't working. They will score 30
there
points.
We go. That's what they want.
And the Sammy Watkins thing, it does look like he is not going to be active today.
No big deal.
Got to make that swap out right now.
So it is 12:30, ladies and gentlemen, and we like to make sure we leave you guys enough time to take all the information that we have given you today and apply it to your fantasy football lineups. Give you enough time to, go online and place a couple of bets or get to your local window if you're in Vegas and place a bet. We are excited. And we cannot thank you guys enough. We broke a record today for most people in a chat for one of our live streams, which was amazing. Thank you guys very much. Don't forget to hit that thumbs up. We appreciate all the love and support. I don't know, but I'm going to let the fellas say some quick things really fast, and then I'm going to grab a link for the Tanner stream that's right after this, so you guys who aren't subscribed can head over there.
Yeah, man, let's go raid that chat, man. I'm going to be on with Entertainer today, man, the best play-by-play on YouTube, maybe in the TV atmosphere, all of that. Entertainer's my guy, man. He is the play-by-play GOAT. So, yeah, make sure you go over there and check us out, man. I'm going to be hanging out with the fellas watching this Eagles game and rooting for the Browns and the Bengals today, man. The Giants need some losses in the NFCs, man. I love you guys, man. I love you guys, Scotty. Don't worry. I love you guys, bro.
Doesn't sound like love when you say it like that, when you pick the other teams, man.
Hey,
like
you know,
love.
they was talking about Jason Garrett, right, when Colombo got fired. Was he going to be next, you know, or was he going to dip? Was he going to be a little bit salty that his man got fired? You know what I'm saying, bro? I mean, I love you guys, man, but if we worked at the same job and one of y'all got fired and it was a good job, I got to get my money.
Of course, you got to do what you got to do. Donovan Mitchell just got extended by the Jazz 5 years, $195 million.
Them Donovan Mitchell cards are going skyrocketing right now.
$40 million. That's about $40 million a year, right?
He's worth it, man. Donovan Mitchell is that dude.
He's a baller, man. He's clutch, too. I definitely like Donovan Mitchell.
So I just dropped the link for the live stream for Entertainer. So make sure everybody who is not subscribed to him, go check that out.
Yeah, that's going to be a fun one, man. Definitely going to be a fun one. I'll see y'all over there in the chat for sure.
Yeah, thanks for tuning in today. Hope you guys enjoy your Sunday. That's all I got. The beard.
Yeah, man. Chat, love you guys, man. The channel's booming. We about to get to 1,000 here in no time, man. Just appreciate all the support from everybody on the YouTube community, Giants community, man. Big Blue Nation out here, man. Let's see this this Giants team get closer to the top of this division and make this run for the playoffs, man. I'll see y'all in Entertainers channel, man. Appreciate y'all tuning in for sure. Scotty, sign them out one time.
Thanks again for tuning in to the Sunday morning parlay special. Hope your team wins today. I hope my team wins today. Hope everybody's team wins today. Unless you're rooting against the Cincinnati Bengals, then I hope your team wins. Have a beautiful Sunday.
The Eagles.
By the time we see you guys on Tuesday, we're going to be at 1,000, man. So tell your friends, tell your family, hop on now. Best division in football.
Peace.